Good evening, fellow humans. Whatever. Having a really rough day. First, the temperature went down, and that sometimes causes me trouble with this neuralgia thing I got. And so, yeah, my jaw was just killing me today. So, I had to take medication for that, which I'm not sure might have fucked up my thyroid medication. I don't know, but whatever. Something went wrong, and I was really uncomfortable. It's like I didn't have a temperature, but my face was sweating, and I was just really not comfortable. So not a good day. I had to get some work done, and I was anxious and nauseous and just horribly not comfortable. So anyway, but I feel a little better now. So hopefully I can work tonight and make up for lost time. Anyway, so yeah, stick cam tomorrow. I'm not sure. I know it's going to be a shorter session, but I don't know if I'll do it at all because I really, got a lot of shit I got to get done in the next few days. Anyway, all right, to the video. Well, I don't have to go to the video. I'll talk about Karina's video first. Yeah, really good video on objective morality, or morality period, or value equations period, or objective value. Yeah. So she just a really good video. The only thing I would add is that the real proof is in the fact that you can't come up with a rational argument if somebody just describes a simple closed system. So she used the example of a kitten just sitting in space, and it's being squashed, and it's going through the average consequences of squashing. There's just no other rational explanation. There's just no other counter-argument to the fact that that is not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Something worthy of preventing. And there's no, as long as it's a closed argument, there's no, you're not going to save 10 million people by allowing the cat to suffer kind of bullshit. There's just a cat suffering, and it either will suffer or won't suffer. And, the question is just obvious. Yeah, you stop the suffering. The suffering is bad. You can say it. It can't be anything else. You can't make a rational argument, alternative argument. And that sort of proves the case right there. So we know value exists. We know it's connected to suffering. And yeah, that's it. So you can't. If there's no counter argument, there's no rational counter argument, then that game is over. And then the complex part is figuring out exactly what is worth what when we start assigning value to all these sentient things that can feel these different ways, because now we also have the alternative. At least for many people, this is the opposite, which is kitten getting petted and purring. Our human, hanky-pankying, whatever, on the other side. And so then you start making these value judgments about what's worth what. So anyway, good video. I really shouldn't add on to it, but I did anyway because that's what I do. Alright. And Pyro said some loopy things in comments, and even in this video. Excuse me. About oh well, he's done this before. Well, I would allow people to commit suicide. Well, of course they'd have to live at least 1/4 of their life before I'd allow them to. So you're going to commit them to at least 18 years, which is going to get them connected and involved. It's going to get them worrying about other people. They're going to have obligations that might make them feel, even though they weren't very enthusiastic, they knew other people needed them, and they might get stuck living for that purpose. So that's just sort of lame. If you don't let them out early, then you're not letting them out. And certainly they should have the right after, but I'm just saying, so your perfect scenario, which doesn't exist, which is the important fact, your world does not exist. So until you create that right, then maybe you shouldn't do the imposition thing. You still don't get it. You keep putting a cart before a horse kind of thing. You keep doing the stuff that's easy, that's good for you, that's to your advantage, before you do the hard work, which is get the thing working right first. And so that's just part of it's just a cop-out. It's just a cop-out answer. Oh yeah, it's okay as long as I give people a choice to kill themselves, after they live 20 years. That's just bullshit. Yeah, but let's just get to the issue of it again. And then he makes this argument that somehow these non-living things are somehow being harmed because they're not living out the pyro plan. I mean, pyro has a plan to live forever, and apparently that plan can only be exercised through this reproduction thing. Of course, pyro won't live forever, but something like a pyro probably will, as long as there's billions of people on Earth. So, but that's the same argument I'm making, is that just as you get your chance to live, people who have killed themselves, you're going to drag them back into the game, effectively. You're going to make them do it all over again. Repeat the same harsh, brutal performance. And so you're still the one acting. You're still the one who has the blood and responsibility on your hands. So it's just a bullshit argument to say I stuck a knife in a non-existent person's head. I mean, that's just bullshit. And if you're going to play that game, I mean, we could play it all kinds of ways. That, oh, well, we could increase the carrying capacity of the planet if we all live meager, horrible, gruel lives. And so why don't we do that then? Because Pyro thinks it's all those dead souls out there, all those unborn people are all, in terrible angst. They're missing their ride. And then we could also create all kinds of perversions. Why don't we just go into the lab and start fucking with the DNA and make ourselves some tentacle people and whatever other kind of weirdo, grotesque perversion. And because, they're all not living, so why don't we let them live? I mean, cardboard box man. I mean, we could make almost anything alive, right? Theoretically. We could make humans look like anything. We could have them, we could fuck us up. Glow-in-the-dark humans. Why are we depriving the glow-in-the-dark humans from living? It's just an idiotic argument. So, so I guess the other guy I'll get to, I was really disappointed with a video by Wise Monkey, where he basically just said, buck up, young man, and get with the program. This is the Borg, this is how we do it. We endure whatever comes along. If we have to have half our brain removed, that's what we do to survive. And then we get to go and skip down the road and play some hopscotch, and everything is wonderful and fine. And, I mean, I just, what the fuck was that? Was it a joke? Maybe he was telling a joke. He's a little obtuse, so maybe that was his humor. But whatever it was not a good idea. It was a bad video. This whole idea that, oh, you're the strong human beings, the ones who put up with the horror. Then we can make this argument that, the greatest, strongest, most powerful human on Earth, some bitch, in Nairobi who's just had her 35th child. We want to give her a trophy. Sorry, no sale. I mean, the fact that you crazy people will accept all kinds of horror and suffering to, watch whatever, the next episode of American Idol. It depresses the hell out of me. It horrifies me. I don't know what to say. I mean, it really is living on Planet of the Apes. And I'm sitting there saying, well, okay, I gotta have a conversation with these ape people, and their values are just so pitiful and disgusting. And it's like, whoa, how do I do this? How do I communicate with these creatures? I mean, they have no appreciation for beauty or common sense, even rationality. They're completely obsessed with their little human toys and idols and pursuing their ego satisfaction. And I mean, they'll degrade themselves. They'll do anything. There's just no limit. I mean, how am I going to talk to these things? It really is a terrible predicament. So, and look, and I've said it in the other video, but this position is a bias, okay? Because yes, we're all products of life lovers, so to speak. At least life likers. I mean, if you don't like life too much, you're not too impressed with its quality, you're not likely to be breathing. So, there's a bias there. That's another argument I make to Pyro. It's not so simple, Pyro. You put somebody into a shitty circumstance, well, they might realize that, well, I gotta stay and fix it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be janitor. But what choice do I got? If I bail out, this mess is just left for somebody else to clean up. So it gets very complicated. And you throw away your political power in a way too. I mean, unfortunately, you know, if we do give people the right to kill themselves, the sad truth will be is that a lot of decent people won't be voting anymore, and the politics will get even worse. And that's tragic. So we should at least be able to vote in in whatever that is, purgitude. Vote in effigy, vote in, I know there's a word for that, abstention. Yeah, I should be able to write a last will and vote. You know, just say things like, you know, well, if Ronald Reagan's ever running, I vote against him, or something like that. Yeah, but that's another tragedy of freedom, is that if the world starts looking like it really should, you know, it's going to get even uglier, because, yeah, the beautiful people aren't going to hang out in this shithole. Just the crazy assholes. The sloppy, reckless, chaos morons. So it's just going to be more chaosy and morony. Sad, but true. Yeah, that's probably enough. Yeah, I did block that Hop Day guy, whatever his name is. Hop Day guy, 71, whatever. Yeah, look, I made the response video. He made a shitty video, and then he starts posting 2 paragraphs of crap, you know, on my message boards, indicating somehow that he's asked some question I haven't answered, which is a pile of crap. And he's just such a pompous, pious asshole. He has no credentials to be talking down to me. And then if you're going to tell me I'm wrong, like, to be serious, then you better goddamn do it with a fucking fact. Not with this mumbo jumbo, I and my gang say so. Me and the other guys say you're wrong. You better do better than that, asshole. So fuck you. I gave you a fair shot at a conversation, and you keep making videos as if I'm in some corner and you can take your cheap shots. Well, I'm not in any fucking corner, and I'm not taking your cheap shots. So until you can make a real shot, a manly shot, fuck you, twit. Yeah, get a haircut or something. Your hair's fail. There's my critique of you. How about that? I'll do a critique of you. Because that's what we play this game. Let's critique. So I'll critique you. Yeah, he wasn't arguing. That's his claim. I wasn't arguing. I was critiquing you. Well, fuck you. I'll critique you. Your hair is a laughable joke. Ha ha ha. So just accept it. You're going bald. Deal with it, fucker. There's my critique. Yeah, fuck you. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite critiquism. Fuck you. The end. Alright, just a little add-on bit. This another part that's always sort of bothered me is that it doesn't, you know, you don't have to be very smart to be able to figure out that, you know, offspring really don't turn out much like the parent. You know, they don't really look like them. They don't really behave like them, think like them, want like them. I mean, it's really hard to find a good example of like father, like son kind of thing. Acorns fall a long way from the tree. You know, and so I mean, this having kid things doesn't even really work because you're not even putting you on the roller coaster. So why don't you concede that if you like roller coasters and your son's not going to be much like you, then you probably won't like them. You save people a lot of trouble. But there is a really huge unfairness because all the you know, malcontents, the misanthropes and such, yeah, they don't breed. They don't have 20 kids. They don't indoctrinate them in their philosophy and push them out into the world. So, you know, us naysayers, when it comes to reproducing and perpetuating the game, people argue against it, are at a huge disadvantage. Because, you know, we can't breed ourselves into the majority and, you know, popularize our opinion. You know, and have little TV shows about the quandary. You know, it'd be nice if just once in a while these kind of issues actually came up in some sort of popular media. But it won't even come close to these kind of subjects. Not even close. Because we're all homicidal maniacs. Because we have too high a standard and think life should actually have to function. That's right, it should have some kind of functionality. Besides eating and shitting. Tomorrow. Anyway, till next time. Tomorrow and tomorrow.